The situation in Tel Aviv turned critical as massive wildfires began spreading across the city and its surrounding areas. Fueled by strong winds and extremely dry conditions, the flames rapidly tore through forests, vegetation, and residential neighborhoods, forcing thousands of people to evacuate their homes in haste. The scene was devastating. Thick plumes of smoke darkened the skies, sirens blared continuously, and families fled with only the few belongings they could carry. The fire showed no mercy. Prolonged heat waves and parched landscapes created the perfect conditions for a large-scale disaster. On top of this, human activity, whether intentional or accidental, may have triggered the initial outbreaks. The result was a catastrophe that quickly overwhelmed normal emergency response capacity. Firefighting teams were deployed immediately, with units spread across the city. Both ground forces and aerial support were mobilized to fight the flames. Helicopters and tanker planes dropped water and fire retardants over the most critical areas, while ground crews struggled to contain the blaze in extreme conditions. Their efforts were constantly challenged by shifting winds and rough terrain. Smoke engulfed entire streets, forcing residents to abandon their homes. In many cases, firefighters went door to door to ensure no one was left behind. Special attention was given to evacuating vulnerable groups such as the elderly, children, and people with disabilities. Their swift response saved many lives. To address the emergency, local authorities activated early warning systems and issued evacuation alerts to at-risk neighborhoods. Fire breaks and containment lines were quickly established to prevent the flames from reaching apartment complexes. Emergency water lines were also installed to boost supply in the hardest-hit zones. As the fire progressed, community centers were converted into shelters for evacuees. These facilities provided food, water, and medical care, as well as psychological support for those traumatized by the loss of their homes and belongings. Citizens showed solidarity by offering help, transportation, supplies, and emotional comfort. The healthcare system remained on high alert. Hospitals and clinics treated people suffering from smoke inhalation, mostly mild cases. Coordination between health services, firefighters, and municipal authorities proved essential to avoiding a secondary crisis amidst the chaos. One of the most dramatic moments unfolded when a family became trapped in their home as the fire closed in. A team of firefighters, navigating through suffocating smoke and intense heat, managed to rescue them just in time. This heroic act became a symbol of hope for a community gripped by fear and despair. Firefighters faced massive obstacles. The region's geography, steep hills, narrow roads, and dense forest, made accessing the main fire fronts extremely difficult. Unpredictable wind shifts continuously disrupted efforts to establish safe perimeters or conduct successful aerial suppression missions. Despite these challenges, emergency teams responded with speed and determination. Specialized helicopters and aircraft dropped water and fire retardants on critical areas, while dozens of ground units worked tirelessly in the streets. Many advanced on foot, navigating rubble and smoke-choked zones to push back the flames. One of the most intense operations occurred during the rescue of a family trapped inside a home surrounded by fire. Carried out under extreme heat and near-zero visibility, the mission was hailed as an act of heroism and inspired a community in distress. That same rapid coordination helped prevent the fire from reaching more densely populated residential areas. Meanwhile, dozens of local residents organized to distribute water, food, and clothing to displaced families. Some households offered temporary shelter, while civic organizations actively participated in logistics and transportation efforts. This spontaneous community response helped ease pressure on emergency services. At the same time, new fire breaks were constructed, irrigation systems reinforced in high-risk zones, and defensive lines established at strategic points around the city. Thanks to these actions and a shift in the weather conditions, the fire was successfully kept from spreading into central Tel Aviv, a densely populated urban core. However, the danger had not yet passed. For several days, the fire remained active on multiple fronts, slowly advancing toward northern forested areas. Authorities warned that the risk was still high and that emergency protocols had to remain in place until full control was achieved. Investigations into the cause of the fire began while the response was still underway. Forestry experts and security teams inspected the areas believed to be the origin points. Although no definitive cause has been confirmed, possible theories include human negligence, improperly extinguished campfires, or even an electrical short circuit linked to deteriorating infrastructure.